Been pretty busy in the shop lately. Um, Put my grandma glasses on. These are just my shop glasses, by the way. These are not my real glasses. Um, this is my pocket hole jig I got a while back from Harbor Freight. Ordered it online from Harbor Freight. It's good for making pocket holes like this. So when you join the wood together, this is mainly how I build most of my coffee tables and end tables. Makes it pretty sturdy. You just drill the pocket hole screws into the wood. It'll make it real, just like putting real screws through the other side of the wood. Except these are hidden. Pocket holes are always hidden in the wood. You don't usually see these. But I've got quite a few to do. But it's pretty easy and pretty quick. That just latches down, catches it right there. And this is a special drill bit. It's got an adjustable head to it, to go with the depth of the wood that you want to go into. It's got 4 holes on the pocket hole jig. Mine does. There's some higher tech ones that have more than that. But this is a $64 jig. But I usually use the top holes to drill them in a little bit deeper than these. These more go into this a different angle of the wood. But for coffee table legs and end tables, I usually use the top 2 holes to drill it in. And clamp it and then knock the dust out of it. Then you get your pocket holes just like that. Screws go right in there, and they do make plugs that go once you get the pocket hole screwed in to the wood. You just get the screw screwed in to connect it to the other piece of wood. They do make plugs that are just the shape of this right here that that will cover this completely. You just put a little glue in there and just slide that little pocket into that little gap there, and it'll cover it completely, so you won't see the holes at all once you paint it or stain it. But I use these quite often. These are the Craig jig screws I use. Sometimes I use 2-inch, sometimes I use 1 1/4. Most of the time I use a 1 1/4 because the 2-inch ones are really like you'd use those with a coffee table or something bigger than just a little end table. But this is the Craig jig screws. This is a Craig bit or the Craig drill. This is the piece I use. This looks like a long bit, but it's got a square head on it that fits the pocket hole screw. And this is what I use to drive the screws into the wood, just like that right there. But pretty handy. Maybe one day I'll upgrade this jig, but this thing works pretty well. Be from Harbor Freight and only $64 because these things, if you get a higher tech one or a high end one, you can pay anywhere from $150 to $200 for one of these things. But I'm not going to pay that much money for that when this one works perfectly fine. Now, of course, screw it to a piece of wood so it helped me get a better grip and hold it down, hold it in place. But that's the pocket hole jig system. I like it a lot. I use it quite often compared to just screwing 2-inch screws to the side of the wood and having to sink them and cover them up with caulk or putty or something. It's much simpler and easier doing this, and these are really more sturdy to me than the screws are, because the screws sometimes will pull themselves out after time. They may back out a little bit, but pocket hole screws are in there because they're embedded into the wood, so they're not going anywhere. All right, after I did the pocket hole jigs on all those boards, there's quite a few of them. This is sort of what the frame looks like. These are 2 end tables I'm building for a customer. This is just the frame. All of them are pocket hole together. If you look into there, you can see the holes that was drilled into there for the pocket holes. Get a better shot. There we go. It just jointed, goes right in the groove. You can't see them. I'll cover those up with a little patch I was talking about, the little wood that slides in the gap there, and it won't be able to see any of the indentions of the screws. There you can see a good shot of the pocket screw way up in there. It holds them pretty good together. They're pretty sturdy. I actually put these on the ground and stood on top of one of them. So if it could hold me, it's going to hold pretty much anything. So, but that's the way it looks. The frame that's built with the pocket holes. I've got these pocket hole down here at the bottom also, right down there. That'll be covered up because the bottom I have the slats on it. Well, it'll be one solid board for the bottom of the coffee table. The top will be 1x6 boards that will be jointed together to make the top, and frame will be painted white, Jacobine stained top. 2 end tables right here for a customer that I just started on tonight. Got them all put together tonight. Screw the top on. I will join the 1x6s that'll make up the top. They'll be pocket hole together. Also, I'll run them on my joiner and get a smooth edge on them, and I'll butt them all together, pocket hole them together, and then I'll get them on top of this. But I'll go from underneath with the regular screws to go into the board that will hold the top on, so you won't see the screw heads on the top of the board. This one down here, I'll cut the size. I'll piece it around the legs, edges there, and make cuts in there, and that board will lay on top. And like I said, it'll be painted white. And these are 24 by 24 by 24 tall coffee table, end tables. I'm sorry, end tables. Hey, if you happen to be watching this on YouTube, hit the subscribe button at the bottom of the screen and get the latest updates on things I'm working on from Bordon Woodworks in Colbert, Georgia. Go Tigers!